how did I get here? You want to be in designs. All right, so create a design, print campaigns. Then we're going into, we'll say just sold. Choosing our format here at the top. So standard postcard, 6x4. And here is what Command provides us for postcard templates for just sold. You can look in all these categories and find different postcard templates probably. If these don't suit your fancy and you're like, that's not my jam, you can create it in Canva. And I'm going to talk about that. But if you do like this, pretty little sold, you're able to customize from inside of designs. So the most important part about this is how we download it. I'm not going to spend a lot of time right now on the design features, but for example, if I want to pull in a listing, I can do that using the KWLS icon. I'm going to search my MLS. Shout out to Lynn Dates for this cute listing on Judy Ann Drive. Brings my listing in. When I hit select, it's going to bring all the photos in from the MLS for me. Love it. I choose the photo I want in the background. Love it. Change my text here. Under listing details, you actually have all of the stuff pulling in from the MLS, and you can just replace that address with this little recycle icon. You don't even have to type it in. Love it. Some people like designs. Some people are like, absolutely not. Can't stand it. I've got some Canva lovers. All right, cool. Looks beautiful. You have 2 pages to design, front and the back of the postcard. Bottom right, hidden, is the pages button where you can get to the back of your postcard. You're going to notice that in all the templates, majority of the right-hand side of the back of the postcard is going to be blank. That's where your address labels and your postage are going to go. So you're going to want to leave that blank for a reason. Don't start getting all crazy over here because it's just going to get covered up. So you come in, replace your headshot, add your details, get your logo in there. Beautiful. Done. Now we need to download it to get it into campaigns. So if I want to get my command design into campaigns, you would assume that there would be like a select here and pull the design from the design library. There's not. I know, it's crazy. You would think there was a button. Hi, Connor Kugel, come on in. So you do have to download it. It seems silly. Everybody's like, I don't understand. I designed it in command. Why can't I just pull it in? I don't know. Yes. Yeah. There's probably a million support tickets. Like, why is this a thing? Yeah. Oh my gosh. I don't know about that. Not after the last plane ride I had home. I had to hold Ellen's hand on the way home from family reunion. Ugh, that times. So you do have to download. I know. Ask her about it. This is the universal symbol for download. If nobody knows this little arrow here, when you click that, it's going to give us some different formats. So I am recording this. If you forget these settings, you can ask me, but there's also a lovely place called answers.kw.com. And if you go there and you type in create a postcard, it's going to tell you exactly how to do this. And it's going to tell you the exact settings you need to download. So write it down, go to answers. Here's a setting that will fit. Right. This is what you need. We want PDF for printing. Makes sense, right? It says print right on it. So PDF for printing. This is set up correctly. So this is a joy. So this include bleed. We definitely want the bleed to help with that white space. And the bleed is set up with the correct measurement as well. So don't touch it. CMYK is the best color for printing. There's RGB, which is better for web version, and CMYK, which is when you're printing. So click that button on. Cyan, magenta, yellow, and what's the K? Black. Potassium. This part's important too with your settings. When you are downloading your postcard, you cannot download all pages at once because it's going to download front and back in the same PDF. And we have to upload front and back separate. So when I hit all pages, we're going to deselect page 2. And we're just going to do page 1. 2 downloads. Yep. I'm going to name this front. Then I'm going to download again. Double check my settings here. And just do page 2. There's my back. Okay, so that's method 1 of creating your postcard design. A second method, and a more preferred method, just from what I've seen, is using Canva to create your content. It's just a little more customizable. Some people like the design editor and how it handles better. So I'll show you guys the correct settings to use in Canva. I have a Canva class that I teach. If you're interested in learning more about how to use Canva, it is on the YouTube channel. So that is a class if anybody's interested. The other cool thing I want to mention that I can't send out in an email yet is, Chris, this is a question for you. I just had a squirrel moment. I'm in incognito window right now. Is Zoom going to be recording my incognito window because it's incognito?
I think it will.
Okay. Cookies and stuff away. Okay, squirrel moment. Back to the cool stuff. Canva and Keller Williams, word on the street is we're getting rid of the design platform we have in Command, and we're going to partner with Canva, which hopefully means that a lot of what Canva offers will either be incorporated into Command, or there will be some easy flow between the two of them. So that's all the detail I have right now, but Canva booths were everywhere at Family Reunion, so I think it's happening. All right. If you are familiar with Canva, I just want to show you guys something really quick. Oh, goodness. It's because I'm in incognito mode. Nothing saved. Yes. So there's a certain setting that you need to use when designing your postcard in Canva. And it kind of depends a little bit on if you're using the free version or the paid version on when you need to pay attention to this setting. So in campaigns, we're going to get out of here really quick. There's a spot that tells you exactly what size your postcard needs to be if you are, go away, if you are creating it outside of Command. When you create your direct mail campaign, also found on answers.kw.com. We're naming our campaign right now. Our goal is probably to attract more listings, right? We just sold this house in 2 days for frickin' $50,000 over asking. When we get in, right? When we get into the creation of the campaign, and we're going to come back to this, I just want you guys to know where to find this when you forget. When you come into uploading your content or bringing your content in, if you're uploading something custom from Canva, it's going to tell you what size it needs to be before you bring it in. So this pixels right here is very important. 1275 by 1875. If you go to Canva and you go create design postcard, I promise you, wherever this template is postcard one word. Should I know that by now? It is. I promise you that when you choose your postcard template from here, it's not the right size. It's close, but it's not the right size. And if you start with the wrong size in the free version of Canva, you cannot change the size at the end unless you pay. So that is why if you are a free version Canva user, you want to always start with a custom size. So when you hit create a design, instead of typing in postcard, go to custom size. Can never remember which is which. 1275 is our height. And it's got to be in pixels here. BX 1875 is our width. Now when we create our design, it's sized appropriately right off the bat so we don't run into any troubles. When you get in here, that's when you can go search the templates and say, just sold or stoled. Drop that baby in. Again, I do a class on just Canva, so we're just gonna pretend for a second. Front and back, we download the same exact way. When you come in here to download, here's our size. That's right. You can use a JPEG as well. So if you guys want to use I usually use a PNG when I'm doing my postcard, you can do that. PNG or JPEG. I do page one first. Then I come back in and I do, oh, I got ahead of myself. Front Canva. Then I come in and do page 2. So I just like to make sure that everybody knows that there are some settings that you need to have in place before you can do this. All right. Let's talk about actually getting our content in here and doing the targeting piece of the direct mail. Any questions so far? I love this because there's these little like green check marks on the runway. So we don't have to worry that we're forgetting anything. It's going to tell us, hey, you forgot your content. So when I click this second box down for content, here's our 2 options. So earlier I talked about default template in direct mail. I'm going to show you right now what default template means. On the right-hand side over here, there's this blank white postcard preview, right? Pretty boring. Not a lot going on. If you want to use this, you could say, maybe this is my just sold, right? Just sold. I'm not compliant. I don't know what the right thing is to say or do on your postcard. So don't take this as what you should do. Enter description. Call me if you want to sell your house. So you can add a photo in here. So you can see on the right-hand side, it's just plopping my text in. Pretty boring. Can't make any changes to this red. Can't make any changes to the font. What I can do is put my own photo in there. So I can upload. And let's say I did want to use my just sold image. I'll show you guys on the second page what this preview looks like. They kind of squish it in here. Yep, you can change the wording in the text and you can put your own image in there. So if you wanted to use a postcard that you just, a design that you created, you can bring that in. It's just going to sit on top of the red. Because we're using the default template, this little setting appears underneath. So tracking, you can have turned on, which means that it's going to add a QR code to your postcard. Once somebody scans your QR code, they're going to be taken to wherever you want them to be taken on your website. So, and it's going to be tracked back to the campaign, which means where I had 0 leads earlier, anytime somebody submits their information through the page you're taking them to, it's going to track those leads there. So your website. Here's all the pages on my website. So maybe I'm taking them to contact me. So right here in default templates, that's the only place you get the QR code option. Just wanted to point that out to you guys. But still a pretty cool option. And you can use that for a lot of things if you're looking to capture people's information. Obviously, we can't force them to scan the QR code, but who knows, right? Could be worth a shot to go that route.
All these website and the QR code,
Uh-huh.
that's what already filled out. You know what I'm trying to say? So like, you just go back down to the drop down.
Yep.
Like, all of that is already on my, like, if I go to my command and I go to that, and I put in about KW or download my app, that's already on there. Is this something that I had to add somewhere else to get those things to pop up?
Right. So this list is pulling from my personal website. I've added all of these custom pages to my personal website. So John would have to make sure right now, maybe your website only has about me, contact me, and my trusted vendors. So it depends on what is on your website, what you've configured to be on your website. Your list of pages that exist on your website will be there for you to choose from. Does that make sense?
100%. How do I get more information on my website to show up on this little down?
Website 101 and website 102. Do you mean just how do you configure, how do you get the rest of this cool stuff on your website? Yeah. You gotta come see me.
I gotta put it on my website first.
Yeah.
Obviously, but there's a way.
So it's gonna, the second that you put more pages on your website, that's a great question. So when you add your custom pages to your website, they're automatically gonna be added to this drop down. It's anything that you put on your site. So right now, yep, you don't have to be like, oh, I need to pull this into the drop down because it's on your website. Okay, because it's on your website, it goes in this list. Nothing else you gotta do, but make sure it goes on your website.
Show up that website. Oh, I got 2 things. Drop down.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay, good question. Upload a custom template is what we have been talking about. So the first custom template we created was in Designs and Command, and the second really quick design we created was in Canva. So your design should include all relevant information and messaging, including your contact information. Okay, addresses, return address, postage will be dynamically printed on the back. So templates are designed, or templates are provided below to help design your cards. So this is where they're giving us our sizing. We already knew how to size our PDF we downloaded from Command. We talked about sizing appropriately in Canva. So now that we've done both of those things, we can go ahead and add our front and back in here. So when I hit Browse for front, we'll do our Command design first. There, she didn't pull the picture in. Probably didn't hit the save button, but we're gonna keep going. Here's our fun blank design. Do a better job at designs than me. And here's our back. So front and back, you can preview quick back here. Oh, I chose the wrong back. Let's just make sure my PDF fits here from Command. It does. Okay, so it does give you your little preview here. If it's the wrong size, it's not even gonna let you upload it. Connor, give me some excitement back there. Are you in it? I'm picking on you. Front and Connor's sleeping. Front and back aren't even gonna let you upload if the design is the wrong size. So you don't have to worry about it being distorted or anything. It's gonna tell you wrong.
Use one at the back from your Keller Williams design in the front, for example.
Oh yeah. Yep, you could use, yeah, front from. Yeah, totally. Yep. That's a good, I didn't even think of that. If you want to use half and half, you can.
Or just one city there that's done and always use that.
Yeah, if you've got a back to your postcard that you really love, and that's your standard, yeah. And maybe, and that's another thing too, is you guys have the ability to add your own QR code through Canva, right? You can create a QR code anywhere. There's a million places to create a free QR code and have that QR code take people wherever the heck you want. It doesn't even have to be your website. And you can stick that in your Canva design. You're welcome, thank you. And then upload the back. So there's not, yeah, there's lots of cool ways around, like, you know, using the QR codes and having people taken, you know, to different places with those QR codes. The one thing I will say is if you put a QR code on your Canva design, it's not going to track those leads in the campaign, right? Because we didn't create that QR code from inside the campaign. So
if you do have the QR code, does it print on the front?
The back, I believe. I wonder if it shows. Yeah, right on the back, top right corner. Okay. Same thing here. I'm just gonna remove these quick so I can show you guys Canva design.
Next to the QR code, what it's for, like, oh, this is for a home valuation, didn't say that, I don't know that, you have to put that. Okay.
Yep, so the description field down here, that's where you'd probably say, scan my QR code. Yeah, you got it. Similar here with front and back. We can preview front and back, and it does look stretchy here. So don't panic, it does look stretchy. It's just how they're previewing it to us. It looks better on the next page. All right, content's in. Next line down is market center. So this is where your postcard's coming from, right? We don't want it to come to you from your personal house with your return address. No way, there's crazy people out there. So it's gonna come from the market center, which is pulling in from your marketing profile. It does pull in the street address and the city, but you need to verify and add the state and zip back in here. And if you wanna really make the mailman's day, building 1, suite 201. Gonna ask us to verify. I really don't know what the difference is other than these 4 digits that they slap at the end, USPS. Check mark, golden. Next step is actually the fun part, so the targeting. So you have the option to do local targeting, which would be selecting a center point and then either drawing or polygoning or letting this choose the nearest 50 homes around a center point. So I would probably want to target, forgot what listing even picked, Judy Ann Drive, wherever this address is. Is that in Greece? Okay. I'm from South Way. Or the second option would be, you probably wouldn't, well, maybe you would send a just sold postcard to your database, but you can also target your database through here. So when you hit add contacts, you can filter by tag. You could send it to everybody with an address, but you are able to target your database. The one thing I will say about this, I had somebody ask a good question a few weeks ago. If right now, husband and wife are separate contacts in command, or they can be linked with a relationship, but if they both have an address and it's marked as their primary address, they're both going to get a postcard. There's no way to distinguish, like, here's the primary contact. It doesn't see it doesn't see spouses as one in direct mail campaigns yet. So there's that. If you just wanted one person to get it, the other part behind that would be you'd have to go through one by one and just choose one of your spouses. And then it's only going to have one spouse's name on the postage. So that's an area for improvement that I just like to point out to everybody.
Local target.
I think it shows us on the label. I think it might say current, I think it might say current resident, Jay. Yeah. So let's do this. This is fun. So Judy Ann, hold on. I don't even know. You're right. It doesn't matter where we're doing it, Chris. We're going to do it around 1770 Long Pond Road, Rochester, New York. This is actually a really bad address to pick because, yeah, 1/2 of it is commercial. This side of what's that road right there? Gates Grease Town Line. So we chose our center point, and you're like, wait, what? I want to do real targeting. We do that on page 2. Budget, the last item on our checklist here. So you can change this on the next page as well, because right now you might be like, well, I don't really know how many people I want to target. I don't know how much money I want to spend. I just know that I really want to get all the houses in this area. If you do know right off the bat, I don't want to spend any more than $150. You can, play with this right from the get-go here. Okay. 74 cents a piece. So just so everybody knows how this works. Command is partnered with a company, or Keller Williams is partnered with a company called Real Mailers. And Real Mailers works with like local USPS printing companies. So what happens is when we do pay and send this, that 74 cents that you see right there, that cost includes printing the postcard, the stamp that goes on the postcard, and then sent out into the USPS mail stream. We'll talk about a time frame in a minute. Yeah. Please do. Yeah. Oh, just straight to real mailers, not through command. Yeah. A thing. If real mailers lets you, I think the only way would be if they have an option to export, like download basically your design and pull it in. But I don't think template wise that maybe you could try, because you can import a PDF through command. Yeah, and try. Yeah,
I was just
Good.
gonna ask the same.
yeah. Love it. That's a win. Printing. Yep. So you don't ever see this. Yeah, so cheap.
Not the only one in here. Okay.
I think so. I haven't heard of that. You will only receive a copy if you click the checkbox on the second page. I'm gonna show you guys that. So you're not gonna touch this. You're not gonna put the postage on it. You're not gonna put the address label on it. They're doing it all for 74 cents. So anybody who's not using this, I don't know, like, why not? Freaking cheap. It's awesome. All right, configure targeting here. Yes, we want to create our campaign. So we can be creative on page 2. Wouldn't it be fun if it didn't let me create my campaign today? There we go. Let me minimize this so we can see a little better what we got here. Okay. Right now it is grabbing 200 of the closest homes. We haven't done any drawing or configuring yet. This is just the system saying here's 200 of the nearest places that we're targeting. They're all on this side of Gates Crease Town Line Road. These are all the houses. But what we can do is we can use all these fun little tools right here. So you can zoom in and out. Love it. And you can use your radius tool. So that's what I've got right now, the circle. Or I can draw. So if I really want Trolley Boulevard and I want over here and I want all the way over here, I can draw a crazy shape and it's gonna.
So you can draw and use your filter on the left-hand side.
Yep.
Okay, I've never used the drawing before.
Yeah, I love the drawing. And you can also do polygon on the reset. So I just did like freehand, right? I don't know. Some people might be into polygon in it. Yes, by clicking on the blue dot.
Did you say that it knows to go residents only? It's not putting commercial addresses.
So I don't believe so, because it's got single family and multi, but does it grab commercial addresses? Yeah, that's what, because they do have a filter right here, Dana, that's just single
Yeah,
family.
okay.
Yeah. Hang on, let me reset this quick so I can bump us out a little bit. When you do draw around an area, keep in mind that it's obviously selecting a different amount of homes. So I just selected that huge chunk and it was 400 houses. So probably, shrink it down a little bit. But Jay, I think it was just Jay who mentioned, if you hover over these blue dots, it gives you the address, 3-bedroom, 1,400 square feet, built in 1968. Okay, and it gives us, the property address. If you're like, oh my God, that guy hates me. He told me never to call him again. You can go through and remove. It's a little tedious. So hopefully you guys haven't made that many people angry where you have to go through the blue dots and remove them.
Can you show us how to go back to the budget without losing this information? Can you do that?
So,
Okay.
yep. And you'll see again, like when you move this, your number of homes to target, right? You've got your total changing down here. Yeah. Could send one. I think I sent, maybe the one that I have, I think I sent one to myself to see what the quality was. The quality wise too, I would say it's like middle of the road. It's not heavy duty, like, the greatest card stock you've ever seen, but it's not a piece of paper, it's postcard, and postcards get beat up in USPS as well because there's nothing protecting them. Everything does. Yep.
Does this seem like it's better quality than what we put out?
I feel like it's a little heavier, to be honest.
That
Pretty
one.
heavy. Yep. Yep. And they do have that size that you can use in here as well. The cost goes up a little bit, and I don't know, this is a 4x6 we're doing, but you can do the half sheet postcard as well.
You can do the larger, the jumbos.
Minimum? There is no minimum. Nope, nope. And then you've got these fun filters. So if you are searching for a home for a buyer and you're begging people to please sell their home for your buyer, and you know that they need at least a 2-bedroom and they need at least 1,000 square feet or whatever that number is that I can't read. Your belt, that'll be fun. Yeah. Let's see what happens. So it is kind of fun to play around with it a little bit. But you can use these filters. They've got year last sold in here. Look at that. Look how far out it brings me for 2019 to 2024 builds. Yeah. Year last sold and last sold for. So you've got some fun stuff to play with there too. Because how many years do people sell their house? 7. So a little bit, yeah. Which would make a lot of sense because we're not gonna spend money sending postcards to people who closed yesterday. Send a copy to company address. This is the little, it's showing us our company address again here. This is a little check mark box if you want to see a copy of your work come through. Next, once we've done our targeting, here we go with the preview that doesn't look stretched and scary. So, like I said, keep this spot open. You can view a larger preview. It's going to give you a PDF view. And then as we scroll down, I get this question a lot. How long does this take? So if you submit your order by 3 p.m. on a business day, your mailers will go into production the same day in a fulfillment center nearest your targeted area. And then your cards will be inserted into the USPS mail stream within 2 business days. So that's pretty quick. Yeah, there's a lot of things that time frame works for.
So I just put in my last one of these, this is the jumbo size.
Yeah.
And it costs me 79 cents.
Per. It's pretty good, girl, through whatever you're using.
Yeah, so I'm wondering what this does. If I like the jumbo size,
Mhm.
because I think little ones can get lost. What happens to our cost, do you know, when we go jumbo?
For jumbo, we can go back and look in just a quick sec. Let me show you the schedule button on here.
Quantum is little.
Do
I
you
used to use it in Pennsylvania when I did real estate. So
Yeah,
I just brought
it all with you? Where are your did you use command for contacts or anything?
No, this
stuff?
is just targeting 2 neighborhoods that I want.
Gotcha. Do you do the configure? Like, is it a similar process in
Mhm.
there?
You want to send to,
Okay.
and it's done through one of those,
And the design's done in there too, or
I
you're
made
just,
the
you
design,
do your own
yeah.
design and then
Yeah.
it's just uploading
Yeah.
your design and doing the configuring that
Yeah.
way. It's pretty good
So I have
cost.
to decide whether I do this or use this.
Or try this one time, or try
Yeah.
one and send one to yourself and see. Yeah. Okay. Put your payment in. It doesn't save your payment. You do have to put it in every time. You can also schedule these. So if you are doing an admin day and you're like, I'm gonna get all my postcards done for my whatever, this or that, you can create them all and come in and schedule them. I think it's only 2. Oh no, you can go way out with your schedule date. So that's pretty cool too. Just don't forget that you did schedule it. If you're like, oh my God, I never made changes.
And how much it takes if you don't schedule?
If you get your order in by 3 p.m. on a business day, it goes into production the same day and then in the mail stream within 2 days.
Oh, that's quick.
Yeah, that's quick. Yep. Let's go back and see jumbo cards quick. And then we're doing good on time. Then we'll get going on social posts. Direct mail. Another test. If you do advertise listing too, I just thought of this. It does ask you if you want to choose a listing and it will help you design your postcard again and pull in all the photos and stuff for you. If you want to use the pre-templated setup here. Listing status, you can't change some of this stuff though. Bedrooms and bathrooms, it wants to keep on there. So just so you guys know, that is there. Where's my size? There it is. So 6 by 11. 6 by 9 or 6 by 11. So that's 6 by 11.
Yeah.
6 by 9. Okay. Just got to get all this stuff in here so it lets me keep moving to see our budget. 92. No, you're fine. 92 cents. I didn't know that. So yeah, so that's a
Well,
good
we'll
deal with
see
what
if
you're
the price-
using. Let me know. 92 cents. Yep. For 6 by 9. And then why don't we just take a peek at 6 by 11? $1.01. Any other questions on direct mail campaigns? Pretty good? Okay. Cool. I've had lots of people who didn't know that hidden feature was in here, so little hidden gem. All right, social posts or social campaign. Who in here posts on real estate things or anything on social media? Everybody probably? Okay. So before you can use command to set up your campaign, you have got to make sure that your social media accounts are connected behind the scenes. So again, one of those things that I like to mention during every class, inside your settings, it brings you to all the different integrations and things that integrate nicely with command. One of those things is Facebook. So it says at the top, yours might not be at the top. If it's not connected, you might have to scroll down to find Facebook. Instagram, both say post schedule. So that means these are the connections that we need to schedule posts from command to your social media accounts, not connecting for paid ads, not connecting for, your boosting. It's just solely to post to schedule from command to your social media accounts. So both of mine are connected right here. You do need to have a business Facebook account and a business Instagram account to do this. So when you hit connect and it asks you to sign in and you sign into your Facebook, if you do not have a business account, it's going to show nothing in your list of accounts to choose from. I have a lot of people who are like, I don't like business page. I don't want it there. Usually what I see people do is posting to their business page and then from their business page, sharing to their personal page.
But I will do that later.
Really? Not letting
Maybe
you.
the fellow wore on my
I can look after class if you want.
love that.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
How about the Instagram? Like I have a business brand. Do people recommend that?
It's very similar to a personal Instagram, but it does need to be a business Instagram account. And when you're setting up your Instagram, I don't know if you could take a personal account and change it to a business account. I would actually have to look into that. Like, I don't know if you could change what type of account if you've already got one established. So that would be a good thing for me to look into. But I created a business Instagram account and it's literally the same thing as a personal, except it asks me, are you a business? And I say yes. And then it says, what category are you in? And I say real estate. So it's really kind of silly. But you do need the business Instagram as well set up. So make sure those are ready to rock. I'm going to come back into campaigns and we're going to chat. So just like direct mail campaign, before you even create your campaign, you've got to create your content. So today's a campaigns class, which is getting your content into action. It's not design. So it's step 2 today. So same exact thing. When we were in designs earlier, we created a postcard in Command Designs and moved that into our direct mail campaign by downloading. When you create a social media campaign in here, you can design out of Designs in Command, you could design in Canva, you could design in Paint on your laptop if you want and save it as a PNG. So you can create your social media content wherever you want, and same thing, we can pull it in here. So let's take a peek at what's going on under social posts. So very similar type setup in here. It's giving us our schedule. So if you're scheduling posts, or if you've had posts go out, it's going to show anything that you've got in the current week, anything scheduled for upcoming, obviously anything in the past as well. You can change from week to month, which is kind of nice. And I have people who actually, John Pecora is one of them. He went in and scheduled all of his social media posts for a year. And I was like, that's crazy, but some people work that way. You can sort by channel. So if I just want to see what I've sent out on Facebook, it's going to show me only my Facebook. I can search by like campaign name. If I was like, oh, I know I posted about the solar eclipse, let me go back and see what's going on there. Obviously nothing, because I didn't post about the solar eclipse. But you've got your search bar as well. Underneath here, it's showing me what I've got posted and what I've got coming up. So this is a larger view of the Facebook post that I scheduled. So this post and this post that I've got scheduled for today. Oh, this one's scheduled and this one's published. Sorry, ignore me. I got from Command. So I want to show you guys the little quick posts in here too before we bring in our own custom content. Some of them are and some of them are kind of cool. So this top one right here, I wonder if it'll let me click on it now that I've scheduled it. Edit, delete. Here we go. So that's a leadership one that's like, do you want to get your real estate license? Which actually would be great for you guys to use too, because you can help people get into real estate and get them in your downline. But anyways, you can shuffle through these little posts over here. So we've got some neighborhood videos. They've got thinking about selling your property. I'll help you find a buyer, blah, 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 blah. Here's some stuff that's popular right now. Little credit posts. So these could be jumping off points for you guys as well. So if you use the share button on the quick post, it's going to bring you in. Can't see this. It's going to bring you in to configure the social media post. So this is one way of creating your campaign. The first thing in here is, where do you want to post this to? Mine's defaulting to just Facebook. I'm going to choose Instagram too. And then I'm able to edit the content in here. So if I'm like, ooh, this text sucks, but I really just want to use this picture, go for it. You can change any of the verbiage in here. You can add your emojis. You can also add up to 4 images. You got anything fun in here? This might be too big. So when you upload your own custom content, it's going to ask you what size is best. So that means same thing that we talked about with postcards. When you're designing, this isn't as specific as a postcard with the dimensions. But if you're creating a Canva Facebook post, make sure that you're choosing the Facebook post format and upload your image here. But you can change the size of things, or the fit of things in here as well. So if I add my own content, like I said, I can do up to 4 images. It's going to show me my preview. Compliance piece down here is just asking, do you want to put your logo on top of this? Probably. It's always best to be safe. And then you can do ownership statement as well. Each office is independently owned and operated. It really doesn't mess anything up. It's very tiny in the left-hand corner. And other than that, you schedule it. So the thing with like social media campaigns is it's really not a lot different than just going to your Facebook, uploading the picture, writing your text, and it's out there. The idea, I think, behind starting in command with your posting is being able to track and to look back at what you're doing, what's working, what's not working, and keep all your real estate posting like in one place. Obviously, this is set up to work with a business Facebook and Instagram directly, but that doesn't mean that you can't configure your posts in here or use the design library to create your social media posts and then share to your personal page. So that's just using the quick post. And you can see, well, let me switch. I thought it would maybe let me switch into my Instagram preview, but oh, here it is right here. So it's going to show you your Instagram, which is swipey. And you can see what you've done. If you wanted to create something from scratch, oh, and the other cool thing it does is you can come in here and see your likes and your comments. So it'll have, oh, here we go. It will have the number of people who have liked, commented, or shared, and then you can download a CSV file that's going to show those like, comments, and shares. So that's that is kind of a cool reason to use this, because then you can track engagement, right, with your social media posts too. Or creating a campaign, social campaign directly from scratch. Looks very similar to what we just did, but we don't have the structure, right? It's not giving us any suggested text. It's all up to us to add our text, to add our emojis, and to upload our media. The add media button when you're starting from scratch is super tiny. It's down here. And you can browse designs, and it is going to bring you directly into any social media designs you've created inside of Command. So if you're using, if you're even just like getting into the habit of doing this for like just listed posts or whatever, if you guys have systems in place, you could come in and be like, okay, let me get, I know I've got all these houses that I'm going to be listing next week. Just got my photos back. Let me come in and get some of my social media posts set up and scheduled to go out. Here's a little coming soon that just was in my library. And I'm able to pull that in from Command Designs, which is nice. I thought you were going to have to download it. You used to have to download it just like the postcards and bring it back in. But I was able to select this directly from Designs in Command. And that's that. When you do this, you are able to see behind the scenes, of course, like within your Facebook and Instagram, that these posts are posting. So in Facebook, if I come into Facebook, I can go into my Meta business suite. So Meta owns Facebook and Instagram now. So you've got the suite that connects the two of them. Oh, look, Molly did like something of mine. And you're able to come in and take a peek at what is going on with anything that you're posting through Facebook and Instagram. This is my page here. So it's a business suite, which means that it's any posting that you're doing through your business pages. This isn't your personal posting. This is interaction with your business page posts. And it's gonna give you the option through here to do your boosting. So I have a lot of people ask me if it's worth it to pay to boost. I don't know. Start doing it. We tried a couple times. I'm sure there's some algorithms behind like boosting and things like that. Facebook leads in general are kind of their own like beast, pretty long-term nurture leads. Has anybody ever had anybody like contact them through a Facebook post who are like, I would like to get pre-qualified today and buy a home? Not often, but could be worth it if you're really good at your long-term nurture game and you're going to get those bad boys in your database. I know some agents who like, that's their jam. They go at those leads. And someday, hopefully when these, nosy people who wanted to just look through pictures of a house that they would love to buy someday after they get enough, from an agent, they're gonna be like, oh my God, I clicked on that ad like 5 years ago and like, wow, this guy didn't give up on me. So there's a method to the madness, but I do have a lot of conversations with people who are like, I'm not, having success with Facebook leads. And I'm like, yeah, it's gonna take a little while.
And I haven't heard any.
No, I mean, you do get if you spend $20 and you get 15 leads, great. Like put them on, like $20 is nothing. Why, so I think it's just like having the like understanding around, what you're putting into it. Maybe if you're targeting and doing a huge luxury listing on Canandaigua Lake and you're putting $1,000 into your ad to target, I don't know, maybe your outcome will be different, but the spend that I think a lot of people are willing to put in too for something like a Facebook ad that could be a little unpredictable is, it's going to determine the outcome.
Well, there's gonna be follow-up on smartphones.
Yes. Yep. Yep. I'm gonna get another paid ads class on the calendar. There was a point in time a few months ago where listings weren't pulling into the paid ads experience. So if you wanted to run an ad on your listing, it wasn't doing all that fun stuff where it pulled in the details and the photos. People weren't able to find their listings. That problem is fixed now and working wonderfully. So I'm probably going to do a paid ads class sometime pretty soon. And like I mentioned, Canva, I do have my class recording up. I'm going to try to do another Canva class, maybe something that's like a 2.0 for people who had been to 2.1 or 101, and we can dive into some other fun stuff that Canva can do. We cruised through that. Does anybody have any other questions on campaigns? Social campaigns are pretty basic, pretty simple. Good. Does anybody have any command questions that they want to ask me? Or thoughts or anything that's working or not working?
Really one.
Yeah.
I haven't gone through my contact list in a long time. I had a few minutes before I came here and I was trying to check and then I guess you can't delete, they have to be archived. But I couldn't do but one at a time. What was I missing? I